you know, whatever it is they had, hundreds of idols. So the Lord's walking with his disciples. He says, all right, guys, do you see this? We're not supposed to be here. This is a pagan place. But who do men say that I am? Look at all these gods. Look at all the small g. Look at all the deities. Who do men say that I am? And the various answers that Dr. Jeff just read. And he said, and Peter said, well, you are the Messiah, the Son of the living God. And the Lord said, you're right, Peter. And upon this rock, and he was not the first pope, as you know. But upon the rock of the truth, basically, of what you said. And look at the visual. What is this? This is a big rock. You know, this is the base of Mount Hermon. That's a pretty big rock. It's like the highest mountain. This is the base of it. And over there is Mount Hermon. And he says, you're right. On this rock, I will. The church is not technically here yet. He said, I will build my church upon the truth of what you just said. And that's when we assemble, we learn that Jesus was and is the Messiah. He was the one that was prophesied of old, the one that was to come, and he came, you know. And so this was a very pivotal point in the ministry of Yeshua. For you see, after, they're in a pagan place, they're not supposed to be here, they're religious. And yet, he emphasized something very profound. He got their attention. You know, it's like, do you know this is the bad end of town? You know, we shouldn't be here. You know, we shouldn't be in South Chicago. You know, what are you doing here? And he's like, and he says, listen, the truth that you said, Peter, nothing's going to stop that truth. He says, the gates of Hades will not stop it. Now you see a cave here. There's another cave over there. The cave here, traditionally, what they say, a couple of thousand years ago, they didn't know how deep this thing was. And the pagans believed that in the bottom there, they would hear the sound, an underground river, basically. And they believed the souls of the dead, you know, Hades, were down there. And now think about this. They're in a place, a very pagan place, where there are idols, anti-God. I mean, you're a religious Jew. You only worship Hashem. You don't worship some God to the moon, some God to a tree, Pan. You don't do that. We shouldn't be here. But he said, listen, I'm going to build my church. Peter, upon what you said. Guys, you did well. You guys get a B. You know, Peter, you get an A. What you said. I'm going to build an assembly. Remember, again, you remember on the Sea of Galilee, what were we talking about? The kingdom. We are kingdom people. I'm going to build something. You're part of that something today. 2,000 years later, you're part of what he's talking about. But he says, you know, people were afraid of this cave, and another cave over there. But people were afraid of this because we don't know how deep it goes, and that's where the dead are, the souls of dead people. They're down there. So they were frightened of this. And Jesus was saying, you don't have to be afraid of Hades or death. No, I am the rock, you know, that you build your faith upon. And it's not, you know, the gates of hell will not prevail against us, you know, in English. It's not that hell is charging us. It's that we are charging hell, as it were, the dead, the souls. We are about life. We're not about death. We don't have to be afraid of that.